It's hot. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm allergic to your big ass head. All right. Hey, what's up? I had to crack on you. I'm LaDonna Raeh,
Warren, I
and you're watching
happily
Happily Divorced.
divorced.
We can never say this at the same time. I don't think we're supposed to. But anyway, we've had the pleasure of having a remote setup for the past few shows and for more to come. And we communicate from afar, but we see a lot of things at the same time. All right, so you guys, what?
No,
what?
no,
What I say now?
I think this is better when I look at you while you're talking. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but your face was like, what? Okay, my point is, Warren, we went on vacation with the kids for the Thanksgiving holiday. We wanted to show them some sense of normalcy so that they could be with mom and dad at the same time, right? But my other sons were there as well, so we had a blast. But there were some things that we noticed when it comes to other people that are still married, the mistakes they're about to make.
Are you wishing that on them?
I'm not, because we promote marriage, but not to each other. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, the things that we witnessed were like, dang, I remember when I was like that, or that's not gonna work too long. What are your thoughts?
No, well, sometimes I think I saw things that when I was in a phase of crazy in love, where I just ran through stuff and I was not really picking up the signs, and maybe they were in that phase too. I think that's a bliss. That's actually the only way you're going to do it. If you ask me.
I don't know, because these scenarios are pretty heavy. Like you mentioned something about seeing a couple in the elevator.
Okay, well, the couple
not doing what you're thinking. Okay.
What were they thinking? I don't know.
I don't know. They might be like in the elevator.
No, this was upper class hotel. No, they wasn't doing anything like that. But they had a couple of glass elevators, that you can see through and all that kind of stuff, and it went all up and down. So that would be, just putting that thought in my head. That's actually pretty.
God.
They would be.
Hold
married.
on, I got a sound effect for that one.
They would be married.
Oh, here it is.
Cock block.
I don't know about that. That's
ain't happening, y'all. But what did you see in the elevator?
Okay, so this couple, they were in the elevator, and they did. I saw them as being trapped. I think that neither one
trapped
of
in the elevator.
No, trapped, like they were in the hotel, and neither one of them wanted to be together, and neither one of them to be there together. Now, I guess since I didn't know them, but that's what the feeling I got, and I know that feeling sometimes when when I was in a situation. Like we went to Florida a long time ago. We're not gonna bring up everything in the past, but
hold on.
That's not the right music for the Florida trip. I think it's like
more like this.
I don't know. Okay, no, I was thinking. We saw the TV show Wednesday. It's more morbid. I think it was some things that happened.
That's a morbid sound.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
right. That's a mystery. But anyway, long story short is this. So they were in the elevator, and we had to go up a long flight of steps, or it's like, I don't know, 50 floors or something like that. So I think I was able to get a feeling, because they got off the same floor as me, but I got the I don't know. I saw I saw a lot of me and you in their situation when they were the body chemistry. You can tell a lot, especially when you're, I don't wish it on them, but I felt it. And I was, the young lady, I don't know if she was checking at me. I won't even go that far.
She winked at you.
No, she didn't wink at me, but she was definitely, they were together. In fact, if I can remember the words that were said, it was, they weren't catfighting, but they were not interested in being there together. But they were definitely, you know what? I'm not for sure even they were a couple, but I know that they were definitely there together. No, though, they were there together. They were stuck, I believe. And I mean, I could, yeah, that sounds like that feels like what I was at. If you've been in a situation like, yeah, that looks like
or
what it
smells like the situation you've been in.
There you go, exactly.
Yeah, I can kind of go back to I think about when we were married, and you would invite me to do things like go to the beach or go bike riding. And even though I like doing those things, you never saw me liking to do those things, because I was mentally checked out, and And those people on the elevator, I can see what you're saying, even though I wasn't in the elevator. But if you can tell when two people have they're just kind of there by default. The clock is ticking, or they might just go another 40 years.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know what? A lot of people, it's kind of ebb and flow. So it's called ebb and flow because you have a lot of good times and you have a lot of bad times. So, you know, I really don't wish that on it. So our topic today was for us to identify those things in the vacation. But I'm not at all being a person that I'm casting my demise on another person. I don't want to anyway.
All right. So as you know, the topics are couples that we observed while we were on family vacation. So we started off with the first scenario, which was in the elevator, where those two people looked like they weren't really trying to kick it anymore. But we have some others that we were observing. And now we'll get to the second one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the second one is, you brought this one up, the entrepreneur. I wish I had a scrolling ticker right now. The entrepreneur is when you have one or both spouses that are so deep into being an entrepreneur or their job that they can't focus on being a family. That feels familiar to me because I remember building or being in the mindset of building my business from home and only focusing on that at that time. It's like, but we were able to observe that as well, because you can see people that are so focused on work, business, but your family is right there. And just because you brought them along for the social media pictures doesn't mean you're actually spending time with them.
Yeah. So on the flip side, that was definitely a big thing with our relationship. You definitely were so focused on that business that we fell out, I think, a lot with that. It has other things. I won't sit there and blame it on all of that, but that was definitely a big part of the part of our it was a part. I will say that. I won't say big part. I'll say it's a part.
It was a good learning, a lesson learned, I should say, because now when I see couples do that, I know where it leads. I know that it's not a good thing. So those of you that are still married or still living together or living together apart or whatever you do, don't let that become your spouse. Don't let your entrepreneurship become your spouse, because if you put as much into your marriage or your relationship as you did your business, then maybe it'll be like a full circle payback, or I shouldn't say payback. I should say full circle reward, because relationship is something that we have to kind of learn how to do, because each person is different. And I don't care if you've been with somebody 20 years, everybody grows apart, but you got to learn to come back together. If you decide to sink yourself into work, like for instance,
okay, go ahead.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
How does that go there? How'd you get that?
Because when Shuri was sinking herself into her studies, remember they said don't drown yourself in work, to forget about her brother's death.
Okay.
You remember that?
Okay. Well, that's a long stretch, but I was thinking more of
a long stretch. I'm saying I think people do it all the time. To get away, you sink your teeth into something that you can focus on and control. That's right before you, like entrepreneurship.
Okay, so I was thinking more along the lines of the book, The Store, and our sponsor. Grab that book for me, would you?
Oh, it just happens to be right here.
Because I believe that was definitely one of the main points of the store was my father was sinking a lot of his attention. He was an entrepreneur, sinking a lot of attention into his business. And if you ever would like to read the book, The Store by Kathleen Robinson, it has to do with his business being the other woman's. That's why it's called The Store. And the store was the
business that he focused on. You got to read the book to
business
see.
that he, but it was it was definitely, he thought, and everyone had their own, even including the store, because the store actually becomes a character in this in this wonderfully written book by Kathleen Robinson,
by the late
Kathleen
Robinson.
Yes.
So
So long story short, what I want to say is this: that
But wait, how did that affect their relationship though? Because your father was so focused on the store, but wasn't he able to take care of his family?
that's why you have to read The Store by Kathleen
But
Robinson.
in general, you got people that feel like, look, I'm doing my part. You know, if this business doesn't work, we don't eat. So let me be.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. I will go ahead and give you. I will let a little bit. What happened is The Store by Kathleen Robinson, available on Amazon.
You sound like a commercial.
Yeah,
And you're doing it too much now.
well, I just want to make sure I'm talking about The Store by Kathleen Robinson, available on Amazon, on The Store, with the nice little picture here. Anyway, the part of it that I want to make sure is crystal clear is that they were married for 36 years, I believe, and they had a lot of issues about he was an entrepreneur and how my mother had times where she was broken by that relationship, and it became a struggle. And the whole book is written around is basically based around it. A lot of the things that I can go into detail, if I go into detail, it was through God, through prayer, but it was mostly my mom just being perseverance, and my dad just not giving up. So it's one of those things that the entrepreneur is not one of those things that really should break up, but it is definitely a problem, and it worked negatively with us. But a lot of people, they fight through those things. And what you said, the store was a source of income, and it had to be done. My mom did not like it, but it was something that had to be done in order for them to live the life they did, which they lived a very very good life.
Yeah.
So basically, but it had The Store by Kathleen Robinson is basically something that three different points of view. One point of view from my mom, one point of view from my father, another point of view from the store, and it was just interesting tale and a twist and a very shocking end to it. So I just want to let you guys know that the entrepreneur can be overcome.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you heard it right here. And again, you're watching Happily Divorced. I'm LaDonna, Raeh, and
Warren,
and we're sitting here just really observing or reflecting on the couples that we've seen. And it looks like we've also reflected on the book that Warren's mom wrote as well. So don't you dare say, I'm gonna mute you if you say it one more time.
One more.
No, do not say it.
You said it one more time.
I do not. Okay. Do not say it. Okay.
Oh, do not say what exactly? No. You tell me what not to say.
This is not the way you do this. Okay. You don't overly say Amazon, the store, the name of the author.
Hold on. You didn't.
I'm not saying it. I'm not. You've said it enough.
You came close, but might as well say
I'm not gonna come close at all. I mean, I love your mother, okay, but I know that she wouldn't do this.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. But no, it's a very good book. I'm actually reflecting on a lot of things that I was able to pull out and talk to the boys about from the book. Because we learned, I'm not gonna say the name of the book, because we learned a lot about your family through the book.
And what was my mom saying that she would say?
Buy my book.
There you go. Okay.
That's what she would say.
There you go. That's all I wanted. I'm over with.
Yeah.
Okay, so next
all right, so the other scenario, when we went to this restaurant for breakfast, we noticed that there were a lot of couples sitting there.
What was the name of the place where we went to breakfast? What was the name of the place?
I really didn't want to say. It was Denny's.
Oh, that was Denny's that we had that?
Yeah.
I thought it was the other restaurant.
What? For breakfast?
Yes. Egg Slut.
Oh no. Oh yeah, there too. So we went to Egg Slut.
Everybody there was Asian. A lot of the people there were
just from all over the place.
All over the place.
So watch this. We did see a lot of different groups of people out there, but the people that you could tell were married were on their devices, disconnected, only speaking to each other when necessary. You want to sit here? Yes. And then they pull out their phones, or they walk with their phones in their hands. People, this is not the new way of having a relationship with your spouse, okay? Now, I used to tune Warren out all the time. I was on my phone in fact, I've been on my phone this whole vacation.
We were,
Okay.
yeah.
But
Oof.
it's obviously we know what it leads to. It leads to disconnect. It leads to the phone being more important to you than your fam or your spouse, I should say. So we were able to observe this, and I see it a lot even back home when people are just sitting there, even young people. It seems like they could be on their first date and they're just like
Texting back and forth, maybe.
I don't think so. I think they're texting other people. I think that they're on Facebook.
I think this is rude, and whether it's done by young people, old people, or people, I think it's rude. So
it is absolutely it's rude.
And I remember, like years ago, and of course I'm bringing things up, but I didn't talk to you about this.
Come on,
coming back.
Oh, here we go. You ready?
Okay, so I don't know if it was your birthday or my birthday. I can't remember. We went to a crab lake place. And it was late at night. Of course, I guess I might have been on an SHIT list before that. So what I was trying to get her back off of the list. You might not remember. We were in Schaumburg.
Okay.
And
Shaw's Crab House?
Yeah. Okay. Shaw's Crab House. Yeah. So I remember the day because it was but boy, she stayed on the text message the whole time. We were at this expensive Shaw's Crab House. I don't think she was interested in me one bit. We were married at the time, like 5 years at the time, maybe 6, 7. No, that was like year 6. Yeah. So I mean, sounds
about right.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to work your phone, otherwise you would have been on it too.
Maybe so. I don't remember that. I just remember. Oh my goodness, I'm at Shaw. What's Shaw's? I don't know if it's Shaw's top end. I don't even remember what. That much.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Those of you that aren't familiar, Shaw's did not sponsor this, but definitely don't go there and have $125 plate just to text somebody else.
I don't know. Whatever the that's not even part that I remember. Like I remember it was crabs. I remember that you were texting. But anyway, let's just say this. That brings back memories. That memories. The rest of it, yeah.
Yeah, there's many more. But for those of you out there that are still trying to hold on or make a decision. Don't let little things get in the way of you sticking together as a family.
Yes. Actually, you know what? That's great. Because I think the bigger thing was, I was in the SHIT. Maybe I shouldn't have gone there. I should have gone.
You were on the list.
Yeah. And basically I should have went to Wendy's then. Yeah.
I was gonna stay at the Crab House though. You can go to Wendy's all you want.
I should take you to the Wendy's.
Oh no, you would have really been on that list then. But no, seriously, I mean, even the stuff we laugh, I know it's sometimes it's awkward for us, believe it or not.
Oh,
we laugh.
I don't think it's awkward to you at all. You be saying stuff like it ain't nothing.
I'm just saying, but I know what led to. I know what part I played in it. You know what I'm saying? I know what part I played in it, and a lot of it was so immature. Like I was used to having things my way. And those of you women who didn't go to wife school, because it doesn't exist for us, especially as Black women, we have to learn how to become. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say submissive.
Why not?
Because
it's like submissive is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing if you're submissive to the right person. Okay, I'm not submitting to someone who just wants to lead me for the sake of leading me.
Okay. Well, you know that this is what I was told not too long ago. I think I knew it before they was told that, but the person that's submissive is actually leading. It's a true form of leading because, and trust me, they went into all the psychology part of it or whatever.
Yeah, well, I submitted to saying I do. Okay. But my point is, I made a lot of bad decisions on trying to have my way.
I made more.
So I don't want to sit there and
put her under. I want to.
No, I
don't want to run you over the bus.
I can do it myself.
Well,
but
run me over the bus.
No, me.
Okay.
But back to the women.
No, I was saying about myself. I said I basically.
I'm gonna mute you.
I know. I was saying that I basically don't want to say you made a lot of mistakes, like as if we're beating down on you. I made a lot of mistakes, and she just hasn't. Like she might not voice them. Well, I bet you should voice them. There's no problem. Voice them.
Can I get to what I was talking about though? The wife school and not knowing how to be one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So women, a lot of times we're raised by our mothers, and our mothers always, well, sometimes in most cases, our mothers teach us to be independent. That's not a compliment for me. Okay. But I was taught to be independent, and I'm not Thank you, mom. Okay, because if I'm hungry, I can feed myself. I don't have to depend on anybody, and I don't want to depend on anybody. But that gets in the way when you become a wife, when you're supposed to be submissive. I didn't want to use that word. Or when you're supposed to follow someone that is leading you. Okay, when you're so independent, you can be so focused on making the decisions that you're not open to listening to what the other person has to say, which makes the other person feel like, what do you need me for? Men need to feel needed. They need to feel needed. And women, we want to feel wanted. I want to be wanted, right? But if you're not going to want me if I'm and men aren't going to be needed if we feel like they're not doing enough, moving fast enough, don't have a sense of urgency, don't see that the ship is or the boat is sinking and we need to get 2 buckets instead of 1. All of those things. So how do you get your spouse to do what you need them to do to be the best spouse for you?
That sounds like a wonderful topic for our
next show. Oh, okay. Well, I always call it curling. That Olympic game. Yeah, when you can't touch the thing, you have to kind of,
Does anybody know what she's talking about?
You look it up. Curling in the Olympics. It's a game.
What you're doing now with your hands?
They kind of, slice the ice to redirect the.
For real?
Yeah, for real. You never seen this?
Okay, so
you can't touch it. So you can't touch your spouse. You can't tell them what you want them to do.
Oh, you know what? That's the part that I'm trying to get, the curling, how it correlates to what we're talking about.
Right.
But because I kind of sort of know the sport, but I was like, what in the heck
does that have to do with what I'm talking about? Everything.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm sure we're going to a lot of comments saying like, where were you going with that? But you finally got there. That's all that matters.
I did. If you let me, you're so impatient. God, you're still annoying.
I was supposed to let you go ahead and go into that, and which I didn't know. I was trying to get understanding, but okay. All right. All right. So,
you know what? All right. So I think we're going to snap out of it. Thank goodness to our couples that we were able to observe and talk about on the show, and they have no idea who we are. And that's great because now we have them. We've used them as an example of what not to do. What? We missed something?
No. Honestly, maybe it's just me being slow because you were just saying the couples, and I was wondering what you were talking about, but you were saying the couples that we were talking about
Yes, the couples that we were observing, the ones in the elevator, the entrepreneur, and the ones that are always on their devices.
And the book that
I didn't
reference
that the book was not a couple.
I know, but it was a reference point.
It was part of one of the couples.
Yeah, so what was the name of the book again?
All right, I'm LaDonna Raeh, and you're watching Happily Divorced. Warren, there's someone out there for you. There really is. And ladies, he's 5'11". He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a little impatient. He loves his kids.
You know what? This is actually, let's go ahead and say this. Okay. I am single, and that's all I'll say. I'm single, and I'm happily divorced as well. Thank you. We are doing this because, number one, I think that she's the mother of my kids, and this is something that edifies her immensely, and I want to support it.
Why do you always say that?
No. Why do you?
What?
I was like 5'11", this, that, and
5'11" is a good thing. You're not short.
Okay.
No.
I tell you what. Let's. I swear, I thought I had a point here.
Okay, what's the point?
Oh, that I'm basically, why are we doing this? We want to help people for one, but I'm thinking that you have a show. You have the show called what's your show? You have a bunch of them. A bunch of shows.
On Mondays, I'm on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just basically saying, after all this, it's like, what in the heck is they doing together? So I'm just basically setting it up for a while, and also to promote
the show.
The book.
All right. The book. Okay. Yes, Warren's mom wrote a book, and she's got a second one that's coming out as well. And we'll, when the time comes, we will
Until
let
then,
you know.
yeah.
Well, he'll let you know.
She'll let you know too. She loved this book as well.
I loved his mother.
Okay, you didn't like the book either?
I like the book.
Okay, well,
I
that's
read
what
the
I was
book.
saying. Okay. All right. So we can till next time.
All right. So thank you so much for watching. This is awesome. Even though we are going back and forth right here, right now. But I want you to subscribe. Make sure you go to YouTube on the LaDonna Raeh Show. That's RAEH. And you'll find all 5 or 10 or 20 of my shows. I wish I had that many. No, I don't. But make sure you watch them, share, comment, and subscribe. That is so important because we bring this to you from the goodness of our hearts. That's right. Our sponsors are far few and in between. But if you want to be a sponsor, just let us know. Hit me up. I'm LaDonna Raeh.
Warren, I.
And that's it. We're out of here. Peace. There you go.